Dear everyone, this is Dr. Priyadarshini, Director, Phoenix Global School. Today I want to explain you the pathophysiology of COVID-19. So, because of direct fecal contamination and respiratory droplets, the reason may be improper hygiene and a lack of social distancing, this SARS-CoV-2, severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, has entered our body. Now, it should enter lungs. For that, it has to pass through our throat. Here there is a ring of lymph nodes, first line of defense. So, they trap the virus causing throat pain. Now, inside the lungs, we are having alveoli, called as air sacs. So, that's the tissue which the lung is made up of. So, what happens within the tissue? If this alveoli is zoomed in here, it's like this. This viral entry into the alveoli is recognized by the neutrophil in our bloodstream. So now neutrophil inside the bloodstream has entered the alveoli, releasing reactive oxygen species and proteases to kill the virus. It even causing little damage to our own body tissues as well. And then the monocyte present in the blood vessel, which is also an immune cell, enters the alveoli and it becomes a macrophage, releasing pro-inflammatory cytokines like interleukin 1, interleukin 6 and tumor necrosis factor. They cause inflammation. So here is a cell named type 2 pneumocyte inside the alveoli, which secretes surfactant to keep the lungs elastic. So once this inflammation process happens, there is a disturbance in the surface tension of the alveoli causing fluid accumulation. See, here is the blood vessel. The blood volume, because of the inflammatory factors, it tries to move and occupy the spaces present in between the tissue and inside the tissues, causing alveolar edema. Here there is no more air. There is very little air but more of fluid which causes disturbance to breathe. The person can't breathe normally. There is an increased effort in breathing, leading to difficulty in breathing. Now, because of all this, automatically the oxygen level in our bloodstream comes down. So there is reduced partial pressure of oxygen, stimulating chemoreceptors in the body, thereby triggering sympathetic nervous system, leading to rise in heart rate and rise in respiratory rate. See, the person breathes like he is panting. Like when we climb up a mountain, how we pant, like asthmatic kind of effect. So there is increased respiratory rate and even the heart beats faster than normal. Now these three inflammatory factors through process called as vasodilation, which increases the permeability of the blood vessel, means all the substances which normally don't enter inside the blood vessel, they enter easily because the blood vessel swells up. So these three factors, now they are in the blood. The blood transports them to our brain. Inside the brain there is a center which regulates the body temperature called as hypothalamus. There is viral entry. So to protect our body, the temperature in the body is raised by this organ, causing fever. Now we have talked about difficulty in breathing, fever. Now coming to these inflammatory particles, they circulate in our entire circulatory system, which has heart, arteries, veins and everything. So now each and every organ has these inflammatory cytokines. So instead of normal physiology, there is excess of fluid accumulation in different parts of the body. The person feels discomfort in walking, doing his or her regular routines, daily routines. So there is a lot of discomfort, body pains, they can't walk, they can't exercise. So if this persists, it turns into a syndrome called as systemic inflammatory response syndrome. All the systems in our body, heart, brain, muscles, everything, there is inflammation. So discomfort in various parts of the body. So it can be called as a syndrome. Now, so all this is happening because of inflammation, a process to repair the body tissue, a response for an infection. So what happens? The fluid volume, which should normally be present more in the blood vessel, it comes outside into the tissues, in between the tissues and everywhere. So automatically the blood volume decreases. Thereby there's a fall in BP. There's no required blood pressure to supply to all the organs. The blood pressure became low. Then the tissue perfusion is low. The tissues, they're not having enough blood, no enough oxygen. So what happens? They fail to work. So the next condition, multi-system organ failure. So all different organs, different systems in our body, they start to stop functioning. So this is the final stage, I can say. So this is how the virus disturbs our body, and in the same time it multiplicates throughout the body. Now the main cell here in the lungs alveoli, which is tied to pneumocyte, it has a receptor called as angiotensin converting enzyme 2, like a doorway for the virus. Gets uncoated, the virus gets uncoated, its genome, single stranded RNA, it has entered inside this cell and it undergoes replication in presence of an enzyme, RNA dependent RNA polymerase, replicates into numerous copies of viral mRNA, viral RNA. And then the same genome, it enters the ribosome. Here, see, this has attached to the ribosomes, undergoing a process, translation. Means the genome is translated into viral proteins or viral components. You can see here, these S spikes, they are nothing but the viral proteins. So now both of these combine, giving rise to new virus particles. Even they circulate throughout our body. So this is the basic pathophysiology of COVID-19. Thank you.